It's been a pleasure being in Australia, my very first time in Australia for the past 2 weeks, courtesy of the Australian government, for which we appreciate very much. And at this moment, I want to hail the good relationship and partnership between the government of Uganda and the Australian government, and thank the Australian government for sponsoring us to this trip. As a country, Uganda, we recently discovered commercial reserves of oil and gas. And so as a country, we are looking very, very much towards exploiting this natural resource to the best of our ability as a country, so that it can improve our economy, the standard of living for our people, and ensure that we move the country from the current level to the middle income earning group in the next 5 to 6 years. Our coming here was to gain exposure, was to gain deeper insight, was to see how things are being done in Australia in regards to the extractive industries, the kind of laws that they have in place, the kind of frameworks that they have that have enabled them really maximize the extractive industry to develop their economy. The tour was very well organized. We were able to have a cross-section of issues cutting across, right from the laws, right from the moving across to the institutions, how the private sector has actually led the development of Australia. It's amazing that the government it has empowered the private sector, it has put the economy in the hands of the private sector. It tells them, here is the resource, go ahead and develop it, and it waits for royalties and taxes at the end of the day. And through that kind of partnership, you can see that each party knows its role and it plays its role to the best ability, as long as every party observes the regulations and as long as every party remains accountable. The important thing is to have a level playing field. We were humbled to have the opportunity to meet the Aboriginals. I thought that was extremely exciting, you know, and it gave us the idea that it's very, very important as we develop this industry to involve everyone. The communities where the resource is located, you know, they need to be well catered for, so that everyone feels part and parcel of the process. All in all, I think it has been a great tour, a tour I'll live to remember all my life. Australia is a very beautiful country. It's a very welcoming country. The people are beautiful, the people are warm. You know, it's just like home, you know, because Uganda is a very beautiful country. It has very warm people. And when I compare with Australia, it's really the color. But otherwise, the warmth, the hospitality, it has been beautiful. The organizers of the tour, excellent. I can't thank them enough, but I want them to know that I really appreciate. And I'm looking forward to a closer partnership between our two countries. There's a lot that we can learn from Australia, support, you know, from the Australian government in terms of capacity building back home in the extractive industry, which is young. We need to put it on a sound footing so that we develop it to the benefit of our people. And so support in terms of capacity building will definitely be very, very welcome, so that right from governance issues up to the technical aspects, we will definitely appreciate that kind of support. There's a lot that we can learn from Australia because of its vast experience in the extractive industry. There's a lot that we can work hand in hand with the Australian government, so that borrowing a leaf from here, we are able to also put our country at the forefront, use the natural resources in the extractive industry to make Uganda a better place.